Hello everyone and welcome to this new football transfer news update. We begin with Paris Saint-Germain, which is not in its best form just one day before facing Chelsea FC in the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League. The Parisian club is currently going through a crisis of confidence that divides analysts and fans. Some observers, like Christophe Dugarry, believe the team looks exhausted and far from its usual level, while others remain optimistic and remind everyone that PSG are still the reigning champions. Key players such as Vitinha and Kvaratskhelia appear to be struggling physically, and the lack of winter signings has also affected the squad's momentum. According to Opta statistics, PSG currently have only about a 46.7% chance of qualifying. Despite these concerns, Wednesday's match is crucial for the club to prove that recent poor performances were only temporary setbacks. Ahead of the clash, Bradley Barcola spoke at a press conference and explained that there is no sense of revenge against the English club, but rather a strong desire to win an important knockout match. Meanwhile in England, the situation at Manchester United continues to attract attention. The successful interim period of Michael Carrick, who managed to stabilize results and bring the club back near the top of the Premier League, has not convinced everyone. Former legends like Paul Scholes and Patrice Evra believe the team still lacks control in its style of play and has relied too much on luck. Because of this, some voices are calling for a big-name manager to take charge, with the name of Luis Enrique being strongly mentioned. The current PSG coach, who won the Champions League with FC Barcelona, is considered a tactical mastermind capable of bringing structure and philosophy back to the club, something that many believe has been missing since the era of Alex Ferguson. Although Luis Enrique is under contract in Paris until 2027, his reputation in England remains extremely strong. At PSG, the future of Fabian Ruiz is also being discussed. The Spanish midfielder, who has been sidelined recently due to injury, remains an important part of the Paris squad. However, according to his representatives, he may eventually consider returning to Spain in the coming years before the end of his career. Over in France, Olympique Lyonnais is already preparing for the next transfer window, after the loan of Brazilian talent Endrick, who is expected to return to Real Madrid at the end of the season. Lyon is looking for a true number 9 striker for next year. According to Italian media reports, the club is interested in Jonathan David, the Canadian striker, who previously impressed at LOSC Lille before joining Juventus FC, is highly appreciated by Lyon's coach Paulo Fonseca, who knows the player well from their time working together. However, the transfer could be complicated because Juventus would reportedly demand between 25 and 30 million euros for the striker. At Real Madrid, another important issue concerns the fitness of Kylian Mbappé. The French superstar has been dealing with a knee problem since December, and there is a quiet tension between the club and the French national team over his recovery. While the national team would like him available soon, Real Madrid wants to carefully manage his return in order to avoid further injury. Some observers even worry that returning too quickly could affect his chances of being fully fit for the next World Cup. Real Madrid is also studying possible coaching options for the future. Among the names being mentioned is Cesc Fabregas, a young manager praised for his leadership and tactical intelligence. Despite his past with Barcelona as a player, he is seen by some within Madrid as a charismatic coach capable of leading a top club. In addition, the Spanish giants are reportedly monitoring Sandro Tonali. The Newcastle United midfielder was observed during a match against Manchester City in the FA Cup. At 25 years old, Tonali is attracting attention from several major European clubs, including Arsenal FC, and a potential transfer battle could exceed 100 million euros if his performances continue to impress. Let's now talk about Neymar. The Brazilian star's possible return to the national team has created tension between the federation and his club Santos FC. Coach Carlo Ancelotti wanted to observe Neymar during a recent match, but Santos decided to rest the player to focus on his physical preparation. This decision complicated the coach's plans, as he hoped to evaluate Neymar's fitness before announcing his squad. Neymar has also been involved in a social media controversy. A simple like on a photo posted by an influencer quickly sparked rumors online. The Brazilian forward responded by explaining that it was simply an accidental interaction and criticized how every small action on social media can now generate huge speculation. Finally, in France, FC Nantes has made a major decision in its fight to avoid relegation from Ligue 1. The club has dismissed coach Ahmed Kantari and brought back experienced manager Vahid Halilhodžić. At 73 years old, he returns to the Nantes bench after several years away, with a difficult mission: save the club from relegation during the final matches of the season. That's all for today's football news update. Thank you for watching.